Alright, welcome back to Gentry's Garage. Just doing a little tinkering on the 69 today. Got it over here. Been waiting for us to get done with some other stuff, which we're not really done with, but I really need to get some stuff done on this truck too. So just going to tinker on this truck a little bit today. Going to get the intake on, engine wiring harness, maybe the headers. And I got to put plugs in it and stuff like that too yet. So just going to tinker on it a little bit and keep you updated as I go. So hope you enjoy, and hopefully we can get this thing back going here soon. Got the headers on, wiring harness, everything's on now. Cleaned up the coil packs and the brackets, got those back on. I'm waiting on plug wires to come in and a cold air intake so I can do the mass airflow. I need a temp sensor here. I have the adapters for the oil pressure. I also have an adapter back here in the back for a temperature gauge. I got some cheap gauges inside. And now I'm going to throw the radiator in and get that started and set in place, and then I will work towards doing the brakes and getting the brakes in and started so I get those bled. Still got to mount the fuel pump filters, run all those lines. Got to run the transmission lines up to the radiator. That's one of the reasons I want to get the radiator in, so I can get the transmission lines in. I ran the harness right through there, and it comes out on the inside right there, and I believe I can stick this in here and build a little bracket, and I believe the computer will sit right up in there. So I got to work on that, get the brakes done. I'm waiting on a brake switch to come in for it, get the steering column back in, get all that hooked up, bleed the brakes, brake lines, transmission lines. It's coming together. Still have to do the whole wiring harness for the truck itself, but I'm trying to get some of this stuff knocked out, and then I'll move into the wiring harness. This wiring harness shouldn't take me too long to do, but you know, they're tedious, and I want to keep it clean and stuff like that too. So that's what I'm working on. Still working on them every day. Just taking a little time on this truck off a customer's car, and you know, trying to get everything back together. So anyway, all right. Okay, so I got the rest of the wiring hooked up. The gauges, oil pressure and temp are in. I know they're not centered, these are just temporary. I didn't want to drill any holes. There was an existing hole, so I just plugged it in there. I'm not completely done, but I want to turn this engine over. You know, I want to build oil pressure again. I've already done it when I put this engine together. And again, this engine is just a bunch of leftover parts. So I don't know exactly how well it's going to run, and that's what we're going to find out. So it did make decent oil pressure. After I put it together, I put the starter on it, spun the engine over, got oil pressure. So oil's been changed. We're ready to go. So I'm going to set you up on a tripod over here and see what this thing does. Okay. This is the first hookup of power. So hopefully nothing blows up here. Little touch. No sparks. It's good. I don't have the computer in. I'm not trying to start this thing right now. I just want, I have to get a wrench for that. I just want this too tight. I'm gonna be able to take it off if anything goes wrong. Okay. No fires yet. Let's see what it does. Here we go. Nothing. Oh, I've got to do this doohickey right here. I'm an idiot. All right, give me a second. Gotta make another wire. Oh, dang it. Completely forgot about that. There we go. Okay, so hook the battery up here. No spark. All right. All we're doing is testing for oil pressure. Okay. So I made over 20 pounds of oil pressure on the starter. So get these plugs in, get the wires on. Got to plug the computer in. I gotta check out a couple other little things. I think put some gas in it, and I think she's ready to fire up. So to get that stuff taken out, I don't have any coolant in it yet. I don't even have any power steering fluid. So see what it does. Get this other stuff plugged in and get it ready to go. Okay, plugs are in. The got a little transmission fluid in it. I ran fuel up into a bottle and flushed the line out, the fuel line, and now it's got fuel pressure. Computer's plugged in. Let's see what this thing does. Cross your fingers. We got a leak. Something's leaking. One leak. Why is it leaking out of the fuel pump? Leaking straight out of the fuel pump. And that is a transmission leak. Okay, so we were having issues with the truck starting, and I did a little bit of troubleshooting, and I figured it was the injectors were having issues. So I ordered a cheap set of injectors, and that ended up being the problem with that part. We also had an issue with the computer I had. I kind of was worried about it, but when I tried to start it, it confirmed that the computer was having issues. So I ordered another computer, had my buddy come over and do a little rough program on it to get it going. So we got the truck running, but in the process, and I'll start the truck here in a minute. In the process, the Hydro Boost started leaking really bad. So I got a kit out here. I'm gonna pull the Hydro Boost off, get this Hydro Boost hopefully resealed, and get it all back together and get the power steering and the Hydro Boost bled, and then I'll fire it up for you. Okay, so I got the Hydro Boost rebuilt and all back together. Rebuilt. It's just a few seals. It's not a very big deal. You just got to watch the springs. I just really hope it doesn't leak after this. So I've already put a bunch of steering fluid in it and kind of bled the system. Here we go. Need to add some more power steering fluid to it. Okay, so it's still leaking just a little bit, but it's getting better the more I use it. So I'm going to top this off and get the truck on the ground and move it over, see if we can get it out and take it for a little ride. Well, I messed up and did not hit record when I was backing the truck out of the shop. All right, I don't have a door. Take it down the road just a little bit, see what it's up. Oh yeah. Awesome. Well, I guess that'll do it for this time on Gentry's Garage. It's awesome to get Frank back on the road. Still got some things to work through. but it feels like it drives pretty nice, and it's got a lot of potential left there. So it runs really good. I'm gonna do some tinkering with it and get this rear suspension started and stuff like that now. And I am very, very excited about this truck. Anyway, I really appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a good day. Until next time, thanks for watching Gentry's Garage.